Hey, what's up? It's Shae Bae on Hot 4.1, and I'm here with Tony Rock.
What's good, Lou? What's good, everybody in the Lou? What's going on?
Hey, well, I know everybody is so excited to see you for the We Outside Comedy Tour. Gonna be here at the Shea Arena on November 4th. How's this tour different from any of the other ones you've been on before?
Different than the ones I've been on before is it's almost like a cast of superheroes. It's like every show is a different group of comedians that I've been working with before, or never worked with before, or the DJs are famous as well. So this is like it's like the Justice League of comedians and DJs. Yes,
When they told you the lineup, who are you most excited to work with?
man, I'm most excited to walk out on that stage being brought up by the one and only Kid Capri.
Yes, you already know he's gonna be killing it. Now, what makes you the best performer on stage?
I talk to the audience like I'm talking to my friends sitting on the stoop. I always say that, like the Tony Rock show is like a conversation with Tony Rock, because I'm not talking down to the audience like I'm better. I'm not telling y'all stuff that I feel like you guys don't know this and you need to know this. I'm just like, yo, what's up? What we doing? How's everybody doing? Let's talk about this stuff that y'all are talking about at work and talking about at the barbershop and talking about in your cars and with your girls. Let's talk about, the same stuff that you're talking about, when I'm not around.
Yes, you can definitely relate to the people. Now, I gotta ask, do people expect you to be funny all the time, even when you're trying to be serious?
No, I'm not one of those comedians. I like to cut it off when I get off stage. Actually, people see me off stage and they're like, man, I thought I'd be a lot funnier. But I turn it off so that I can walk around people and talk around people like a normal person and absorb everything so I can write about it later. So when I'm on stage, I flip a switch. When I'm off stage, I'm Clark Kent. When I'm on stage, I'm Superman.
I love to hear it. Well, Tony Rock gonna be here for the We Outside Comedy Tour on November 4th. Now, I was doing some digging on you, and I see that you are very serious about diabetes, and your dad had diabetes, so you created the MyRock Foundation. What does that mean for you to start the foundation?
It's everything. My pops had diabetes, and he had an ulcer that burst. And because of the ulcer, they couldn't treat diabetes a certain way. Because of the diabetes, they couldn't treat the ulcer a certain way. And, it ended his life in a time that I was a stupid teenager that just thought I knew everything and I knew what I was doing in life. And when my pops was gone, when the guy that was providing everything for you is gone, it's a wake up check. It's a reality check like you wouldn't believe. So when I got on the right track and started, getting my life together, I thought a great way to honor my dad would be to make sure that people are educated about diabetes. It's not a death sentence. You can live your life with the diabetes. You can just change your diet a little bit. People don't know as much, so they don't really have they don't have all the information. So the MyRock Foundation is just to educate people about diabetes and how you can live with it. It's not the end of the world.
I love that. Both my nieces had diabetes. One got diagnosed at the age of 3, and the other one at the age of 1. So I really, really admire you for creating that foundation, because a lot of people really do not understand what it is.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know it's passed down. So your niece had it at 3.
Hmm.
She didn't get it in 3 years. It was passed down to her.
Right. Yeah, definitely. And I think there's a huge difference between type 1 and type 2, and people don't understand that as well.
Right. People think, I got diabetes. Oh God, that's it. I'm going to be on medicine and needles and all. Nope. You can change your diet and exercise and change everything. You can actually reverse it.
Hmm. Yeah, for type 2.
Right.
Definitely. And I know you have a huge family. Do you get to see everybody all together often?
Thanksgiving, baby. Here we go. The best Thanksgiving in the world, the Rock family Thanksgiving and the Rock family Christmas. There's nothing in the world like it.
Okay. Would you guys ever think about turning that into a TV show if you do it so huge?
Absolutely. I keep, it's funny you said it. I always tell my brothers every year when we sit around the table just laughing after dinner or, unwrapping gifts, I always say, one day I'm going to put cameras up in the house and not tell anybody and record this whole thing as a show.
Listen, I know everybody would love to see that.
I tell them that every year, like, yo, watch, 1 year it's going to be cameras. And then, like, now I say it so much that before one of my brothers, like, tells a secret, I'm like, telling the cameras up. And I'm like, nah, not this year.
You ain't working on that yet. I love it.
Yeah.
So, which sibling do you connect with the most?
I connect with all my siblings. My sisters, I always tell the whole world, as long as my sisters love me, I don't really care what the world thinks about me. So whenever I'm in trouble or I say something in the media and people are like, oh, I can't believe Tony Rock said that or Tony Rock did that. As long as my sisters love me, man, I'm good.
Yeah, that's awesome that they have your back like that.
Yeah, nobody rides for me like my sisters. Nobody in the world rides for me like them.
That's what family is all about. So you've been both on stage performing comedy and in TV shows and films. What do you love the most? What is most Tony Rock to you?
Not even close. Stand up comes first. Stand up was the first love. Stand up was the love I had as a child. Stand up is what provided the opportunity for everything else. So everything I do is based on stand up. If I own a pizza shop one day, it's because stand up provided the opportunity to do that.
And that is your talent given by God. So before you were in stand up, was there some other job you were doing?
I had every crappy job there was. I was the funny guy at every crappy job in the world. That's why, it's weird to me whenever I hear like rappers say, if I wasn't doing this, I'd be dead or in jail.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, damn, homie, those are the only two other options.
Oh my God, yeah, for real.
Like, if I wasn't doing comedy, I'd be doing something else. I'd be really good at something else, but I'd be the funny guy there.
Yeah, you always knew that comedy was your calling.
Yeah, I'd be the funny guy at Quiznos or the funny guy at Subway, but people would still be like, "Hey, this sandwich guy's pretty funny." I wouldn't be dead or in jail. I think there's more to my life than just being able to do one thing. I think the Most High gives you many talents.
I definitely agree with you on that. So if there's somebody that's working in a sub shop, a pizza shop, but right now they're not doing what they really want to do, what is your suggestion for the next step?
The dream dies when you die. As long as you got breath in your lungs and you wake up every day and God lets you see the sun every day, lets you see the sun the next day, you got a chance to change everything. I changed everything. Like I said, I was a teenager that just didn't know what I was doing with my life, and I didn't have any direction. And my pops passed, and that was a wake up call. And I turned everything around.
Yeah, so there's always a next step.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Tony Rock here with me. He's going to be here for the We Outside Comedy Tour on November 4th at the Shae Bae Arena. Now, I got a couple questions before you head out. What is one celebrity everybody always confuses you with?
Chris Rock.
Now, okay, I say that because there's nobody else you look like. Like, you have a very unique look. So why do you think people always confuse you with Chris Rock?
I think people see me more than they see him. I'm more accessible. I'm more outside than he is. And of course, we're siblings, so it's like, hey, he looks just like his brother, but they don't see him as much. So it's like, hey, is that Chris Rock? I'm like, I think he's more the guy they wish they could run into as opposed to me. So when they see me, it's like, yo, is that Chris Rock? And I'm like, nope, just me.
Tony Rock, of course. Well, I get to get confused with the last names, but how do you feel about the comparison? Do you feel like complimented when people compare you to Chris, or?
Oh, it's a compliment. It's a huge compliment.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably one of the top 3 comedians of all time, top 5 probably of all time. So to be compared is an honor.
Yes, definitely. I know Chris is doing big things. Tony is doing big things. What can we expect from you next?
I wrote a movie. I changed it into a TV show during the pandemic. I switched it from a feature film to an episodic. I just had a meeting last week with BET that went really well. It's a passion project. It's something I wrote years ago. I rewrote it during the pandemic. I went back in and changed it to an episodic. It's one of the things that I really, really feel strongly about. And I can't wait for the world to see it. So I'm like, every meeting I take is like about this project. Every time I sit down with a network person or a studio person, it's like, this is what I'm pitching. Outside of doing stand-up, this is the thing I'm most focused on.
Oh, I love to hear that. So when do you expect that'll be out by, if it's on your own timeline?
From my lips to God's ears, I'd say late 2023, we'd probably go into production.
Okay, I know we are all ready for that. Now, where can everybody find you on the socials?
Real Tony Rock on Facebook, Tony_Rock on Instagram, Tony Rock on Twitter, TonyRockComedy.com. And if you outside, we outside, so come and see the tour.
Yes, follow him, get your tickets, see him for the We Outside Comedy Tour on November 4th. Now, one last question before you go. Yep. Do you have anything to say to STL before you come here?
Hey, listen, my heart goes out to everybody in St. Louis. I don't want to end the interview on a down note, but we can't let negativity keep us inside, so we got to come outside and shine our light, whether that's coming to the show or not. I'm not trying to promote the show off of something negative, but, if you got positivity in your heart, come outside and spread it. Talk to the next person, share with the next person, hug a person, shake a person's hand. Let's spread more positivity than negativity is outside. And will overcome everything. My
You
heart goes out to everybody in St. Louis.
you heard it. Tony Rock himself gonna be here on November 4th for the We Outside Comedy Tour. Thank you so much for talking with me today.
Love, baby, anytime.